Hello and welcome to Cloisim Classroom Audio Video Hub. Today we're going to be examining the Phonak Roger Integrated Receiver, specifically those used with hearing aids. Remote microphone technology is an umbrella term used to describe many different components that work together to create a better listening environment for the student in the classroom. The Phonak Roger Integrated Receiver is just one of them. Today we will examine the receiver in detail, looking at ways in which you can maintain it, clean it and keep it in good working order. We hope you enjoy the presentation. Please feel free to contact us if you have any questions or you feel we've missed out on anything. Thank you. We will now take a look at the Phonak Roger Integrated Receiver. In this case it's the Phonak Roger 15, which is connected to the Phonak Sky Q70 M13 hearing aid. The packaging is as such. You get the packaging, the receiver, a battery removal tool, a battery tray removal tool, and the hearing aid, which obviously will come separate. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to attach the receiver to the hearing aid. So we take the hearing aid like so, and this is the battery tray. The existing standard battery tray opens and closes on a fulcrum, a little bar that runs from one side of the hearing aid to the other, opens and closes. We're going to remove that bar with the battery removal tool, the tray removal tool, pushing from one side to the other. You will push the bar out that side. It doesn't fall out, it's designed just to hold there. It doesn't always stay there, so do this on a clear table or with some tissue paper underneath. You don't want to lose that bar. Remove the battery tray. When you remove the battery tray, you see the two slots that the battery tray has been removed from. There are two hinges on the receiver that will fit neatly in there. There's the two hinges. Okay, you see them there. You turn the receiver upside down and you slot them into those two holes that I showed you, those two slots. It's on. There it's on and it's closed. We then just push the battery, the bar in, and we can secure it further by pressing against the table gently, and we can finish pushing it in by using the reverse end of the tool just to make sure it's nice and neatly in the hole there. And that's it attached. That's the receiver done. You've now put your receiver on. The next thing I want to show you is some connections, contacts. These are 4 brass rectangular contacts on the hearing aid itself. They exist on all the hearing aids, no matter what model they are. They are used to take the power from the battery up to the hearing aid and into the receiver, and also to take the signal from the receiver up to the hearing aid. They are very important. The reason I'm mentioning them now is that often on new hearing aids, manufacturers will put a white strip across these bars to cover them. Because if the hearing aid is being used outside of education or outside of Roger, well then these contacts will not be needed. So that strip is used to protect from corrosion. Okay, we will always look to have this cover taken off. Always remember, when you put your receiver on first, make sure that you can see those 4 brass contacts. Once you've done that, you're ready to insert the battery tray, the battery. So you take your battery here. This is your battery. Your battery has a flat side and a dome side. The flat side will be the side that you put in, so that it shows on the open side of the battery tray. If you look at the other side, it's kind of closed off. So you put the flat side into there, in the open side, and it fits neatly in there. Close it in, shut it, and let's wait for it to start whistling. Now, you can hear probably the whistle in the background. It means the hearing aid is on. Now we need to connect it to our network. We need for this receiver to be able to hear or pick up the teacher's voice. So we introduce a microphone, and let's swap this around here. Let's put the microphone in here, put the hearing aid beside it. We press and hold the on-off switch on the side of the microphone until she starts flashing. The on-off switch, you might remember, it's up on the top right there. She's now up and ready to go. We'll press the connect button and it's connected. You have connected and created your own network. It's as easy as that. Absolutely as easy as that. You have now set up your network, and there really is nothing else you need to do. Okay? We've all previously gone through the functions of the microphone. You've just now connected the microphone with all its different functions to that receiver, and like I say, you're up and running. Now we're going to look at what to do if you run into any problems. First of all, let's just disconnect the hearing aid here, and it'll get rid of the noise as well as everything else. And now we're going to try and connect again. And you'll see that on this occasion, you get a no device detected. Okay, it hasn't picked up the receiver. This can happen for a number of reasons. Okay, it's happened this reason because we've deliberately disconnected the power. But if you close it up and your hearing aid is whistling and you're not getting a connection, the first thing you always do, is change the battery. And there's a little twist to this as well that you have to remember. The battery will take power from the hearing aid battery. The receiver will take power from the hearing aid battery, simply because that is the power source. It's the power source for the hearing aid, and it's the power source when you add the receiver. The receiver does not have an independent power source. So if you've been previously using the hearing aid and you got, say, 7 days out of the hearing aid, when you add the receiver, you're going to get about 5 days. The receiver will reduce the battery consumption by about 30%. So if you got 7 days, you'll now get 5. That's important to remember. The other important thing, very important to remember, is that as the current drain reduces from the battery, when it gets to a certain level, it will cut off power to the receiver. However, it will continue offering power to the hearing aid. So the hearing aid will carry on working. The student will go, I can't hear the teacher, but my hearing aid is fine, it must be the receiver. It's often not the receiver, it's the fact that the battery current drain has drained below a certain level, and so the power has been cut off to the receiver. That's very important to remember. So the first thing you do when you're not getting connection is you change the hearing aid battery. If you put a new battery in and you're still not getting a connection, or you're getting an intermittent connection, or the student is complaining about interference or crackling, there is something else you can do as well. So we'll remove the microphone at this stage, and we'll take the receiver back in and we'll open it up again. We previously talked about these 4 rectangular contacts here. They are very open to picking up dirt, corrosion, moisture, etc., etc. If there's the slightest bit of dirt or corrosion on these connections, well, then they won't pick up the signal. If one of them is the power, which is the power contact, if one of them gets blocked, the power won't go to the receiver. It's as simple as that, and it'll die. If there's dirt on the audio pathway or connection here, then you're going to get interference or intermittency, and that can happen as well. So it's important to keep these clean. To clean them, use a very small bit of white spirits or alcohol, rubbing alcohol that will dehydrate, that will evaporate. It's very important that you use something that evaporates very quickly. Take a little cotton bud, dip it into the white spirits, make sure there's not an excessive amount there, and gently clean all 4 contacts there. I would do that on a regular basis. Cleaning, concentrating on there. If you reverse the receiver around and you look there, you will see there are 4 other contacts. They might be a little bit hard to see. They're below that grey latch there, and they can be cleaned as well, gently rubbing across them as well. Close it up again. If you've done that and there's still an intermittency or still no signal, well, then it's at that stage that you contact your supplier, visiting teacher, and arrange for the receiver to be returned to the service department. They are good tips. They will account for maybe 60-70% of the time when the hearing aid, the receiver is not working or you're not picking up a signal, and they're worth remembering. Thank you for listening again. If there's anything you think we have missed, or if there's anything you'd like to add, or anything any questions you have about this receiver, please feel free to contact us. Our details are on the website. Thank you.